All right, folks, you're in for a treat. We're going to go on a great motorcycle ride in these vast hills and mountainous areas. And I have here my formerly Bible reading hands, the 15 reasons why atheism is stupid. Now, we always start off the video by asking you a question. Let me ask you a question. What would you say if I told you this motorcycle is a result of a massive explosion and it just, came together by itself? You would say that's ridiculous, wouldn't you? Well, what about my left arm here, and my hands, and my eyeball, and my brain? Why is it that atheists say that we are a direct result of a massive explosion and there is no God? Yet, to believe that this motorcycle is the product of an explosion just coming into existence over billions of years is considered stupid by atheists. So let's go through the reasons why atheism is stupid. Let's start off with number one, and we're going to go on a great ride here. Atheists act like they're intelligent, but they say there is no God, there is no mind, there's just a brain that tells you what to do, and the atheists are a product of just chemical reactions in the brain. So, you notice how some people are Christians, and some people are atheists, and some are Muslim, etc. Well, if we're all just the product of chemical reactions in the brain, are all the chemical reactions just firing off randomly like madness and there is no rational reason to it? Because it seems that some people, and I'm saying this tongue-in-cheek, are atheists due to the chemical reactions, the way they're exploding in their brain. And some are Muslim and some are Christians. It's just madness. You can't use reason or have rational thinking as an atheist if you believe that you're just chemical reactions within the brain. All right, we got to make a sharp corner here at 25 miles per hour. So we're going to counter steer. So check this out. Pulling back on the right handlebar, pushing through. Let's get on it. 35 miles per hour. Look at this beautiful day. 55 miles per hour. So how can an atheist say they're intelligent or reasonable? You notice how there's like this arrogance of atheism? Yet they're just the reaction to chemical explosions in their brain. You know that YouTube channel, Atheism is Unstoppable? It is. It's unstoppable in its stupidity. That channel, someone click share and send this to Atheism is Unstoppable, because that channel is unstoppable in the ways that it could be stupid. And why does Atheism is Unstoppable sound like Winnie the Pooh? Have you ever noticed that? Yet his logo is a kangaroo. It should be like the Pooh Bear. That would be more apropos. Now, atheism is unstoppably stupid, has also failed to answer my question. No atheist has been able to do it. Here's the question: what proof and evidence can you provide that would finally at last prove that atheism is accurate and correct? So it looks like we stopped Atheism is Unstoppable because he has failed to answer that question successfully. This is another reason, let's go through another reason why atheism is stupid. It's based on blind faith. There is no evidence that atheism is accurate and correct. So we're going to add atheism is unstoppable. I call it unstoppably stupid, because that channel never quits being stupid, to the list of atheists that have failed the question, what proof and evidence can you provide that proves atheism is actually correct? You know, Richard Dawkins failed that question, Sam Harris, and then some lower level atheists, Matt Dillahunty, Aaron Ra, Thunderfoot, the amazingly hellbound atheist, has also failed. That's another reason why atheism is stupid. It's based on blind faith and not evidence. Even Winnie the Pooh couldn't answer the question. Now, do you know... Oh, this person's stopping here. Let's go. Do you know that right here in 2019, the year 2019, atheists are the least trusted group in society? Why? Because people don't trust them because they don't have common sense. And we're going to go through a more list of these things, but first, let's take these corners here. Ladies and gentlemen, you're about to witness counter-steering. Counter-steering is I'm going to pull back on the left handlebar, we're going to lean to the right, and turn to the right. I'm going to pull back on the right handlebar, and we're going to lean to the left. So on 2, watch this, 1, 2, pulling back on the left, leaning to the right. I'd like to see Winnie the Pooh do this. Pulling back on the right, and we're leaning to the left. Hop to it, Winnie. Pulling back on the left, leaning to the right. All right, so we're going to come out on a straightaway here, pulling back on the right, and we're leaning into the left. And let's go through another reason why atheism is stupid. Absence of evidence is not necessarily evidence of absence. I have no evidence that there's going to be a vehicle coming towards me on the left-hand side that's, let's say a van. Now, there could be possibly a van coming on the left-hand side sometimes throughout today, but I have no evidence that there's a van coming through this side because I don't have evidence that there's a van coming on this left side here. Although that's pretty much a van right there. Just because I didn't have evidence when I said there was no van coming on the left-hand side doesn't mean that there's no van that's going to show up on the left-hand side. For example, see this house right there? I have no evidence that they have chickens in the house because this is all farmland here. But because I don't have evidence, it's not rational to say, therefore, chickens do not exist in that farmhouse. So, the atheist cannot just claim God doesn't exist. You have to give an argument against it. Absence of evidence is not evidence of absence. For example, I have no evidence that the person in front of me has a cell phone or doesn't have a cell phone. But because I don't have evidence, it would be irrational for me to say, therefore the person in front of me has no cell phone. That would be stupid. So, the atheist doth protest too much. Let's go to the next thing. So, the atheists have no objective moral foundation. They cannot ground objective morality in atheism, nor are they interested in it. You know how Scripture says they suppress the truth and unrighteousness? So I do not for a moment believe that atheists don't know God exists. Of course Winnie the Pooh knows God exists. The amazingly hellbound atheist knows God exists. Richard Dawkins knows God exists. They're just suppressing the truth in unrighteousness. So let's go to this next one here. We have a lot of stupid things the atheists believe in. So let's finish up on atheists have no objective morality. Click right below this video. You can hear the debate I had with Steve Shives, where he was unable to say why rape is wrong. He wasn't able to do it. He wasn't able to ground it in atheism, because after all, on atheism, all you are is an atheist flesh blob. You're just a bunch of cells, a meat sack. That's what atheists want you to believe. So when an atheist says this is wrong or that's wrong, say why? And just keep saying why. And they will never be able to ground objective morality on atheism. See, on Christianity, you can ground objective morality because we have a divine lawgiver that says murder is wrong, rape is wrong. You know, there's scripture that actually says rape is wrong. It actually says that. I don't know why atheists lie and say that it's okay. Okay, hold on. Pulling back on the right here. How you doing, brother? So let's go to the next thing. Oh yes, atheists will retreat from atheism when you ask them, give me some proof and evidence that atheism is accurate and correct. And again, we've added atheism as unstoppable to the list of failures. But that channel has proven that atheism is unstoppably stupid. You can't stop it from being stupid. But when you're in debate with atheists, they always retreat to agnosticism. They'll say, well, I'm not claiming God doesn't exist, because then if you claim something, then there's a burden of proof. And atheists here on YouTube, bless their sweet little primate hearts, they spend their whole life bashing God, making videos against God. And then when you say, okay, give me an argument against God's existence, they don't have any. The unicorn gets their tongue. Okay, we got to hurry here because we have a sharp corner. Oh yes, this is a good one. Atheist, you've got to get this through your kangaroo skulls. That stating you don't believe in God doesn't mean you don't believe in God. Number one, it's like Scripture says, you're just suppressing the truth and unrighteousness. And number two, just by stating you don't believe in God doesn't magically extinguish the existence of God. I don't know why atheists do that. You ever notice they'll say they don't believe in God as if that carried any value whatsoever. It has no weight to it. When an atheist says they don't believe in God, it has nothing to do with the reality of God's existence. I don't know why they say that. But then again, atheism is stupidly unstoppable. Unstoppably stupid. Stupidly unstoppable in its stupidity. When an atheist says they have purpose in life, they have a make-believe purpose, but they don't have a real purpose, because there is no objective purpose to an atheist's life. Go with me now. Let's talk about science. You know, science was birthed by us Christians. It was Christianity that gave birth to science. But science has shown, of course, that unless God steps in, I'm going to put that little caveat there, that the universe is dying and everything and everyone within it will die. Even if we colonize other planets, everything is going to die. There will be no escape. So eventually, when everything dies, there was really no purpose for atheism, because on the atheist worldview, see, they say God's not going to step in. They're wrong, of course, but they say God's not going to step in and save the universe from destroying itself. We really got to go slow here. This messes up the suspension. So no one's going to remember anything the atheist did, any evil or any good, any money that they donated to eradicate hunger or anything. And all those things are great on Christianity, because on Christianity there is an ultimate judgment, there is an ultimate reward and punishment. So on Christianity there is an objective purpose, because in the end there's a full account of what everyone did. Did they accept Jesus Christ or did they reject him, etc.? But on atheism, it doesn't matter, because after all, the atheist is forced to say God is not going to step in and save the universe, and therefore everyone dies, and none of it really mattered. So an atheist, when they say they have purpose, they do not. have purpose. No, no, no. They can have a fake purpose, like they're playing with the Barbie and Ken dream house, but they do not have purpose. It's a subjective purpose, but it's not an objective purpose. In other words, it's fake. All right, let's see what else we got. Wow, we already went through 8 here. Let's go to number 9 here. Okay. Oh, yeah. Atheists always say that us Christians are atheists because we reject the god of Zeus. You know, Christianity destroyed Zeus and the pagan false gods. A lot of gravel there. But this is where atheists are wrong. You can't say a Christian's an atheist because an atheist has to reject that any God exists. Christian believes that God exists, so this is another stupid thing that atheists say, that we are atheist because we reject the other gods. It's just so stupid. But then again, atheism is stupidly unstoppable. All right, let's get to the light and see what... There's lots of stupid things, isn't there? Let's get to the light and see what's next on our list. Another stupid thing that atheists believe in is that life comes from non-life. You know, if you carry the history of the world and the universe back to its beginning, you notice there is always something that exists that creates another thing. And then that thing creates another thing. For example, your parents created you, and then you get married, you have children, you create them, and so forth and so on. So we always see life come from life. We never see life come from non-life. But atheists believe that life came from non-life. That's how it all began. See, in order to have life, you have to have something that's living that didn't have to be created, because if you follow the assembly line of the progression of events, you cannot have an endless progression of events. If you follow it all the way back, there must be something that lives that cannot not exist. It must exist out of necessity. It's a necessary being. It did not have to be created. That makes sense, that life comes from God. That's why we have something instead of nothing. Why is there anything at all instead of nothing? There must be something that always exists that cannot not exist. But the atheist wants the rational world to believe in something that is not rational, that life comes from non-life. And when you ask atheists, how does this happen? They say, well, they don't know. They'll always use time of the gaps. Atheists are guilty of time of the gaps. They'll always say, well, look. Fix this here. They'll say, well, look, it happened over billions of billions. That is the most lame argument ever. Explain it, how it happened. Time doesn't create things. Explain to us how it happened. They can't do it because it always ends up going back to life creating non-life. And why is this guy stopping in the middle of the road? I can't believe that life came from non-life. Another thing that atheists say is that they only believe in things that science can prove. This is the dumbest thing ever. There's so many things that science can't prove. You can't prove by science that the only things that are true are things that science can prove. It's a self-refuting statement. So, when atheists say, I only believe in things that science can prove, that is idiocy in its purest form. Science can't even prove that. But then again, atheism is unstoppably stupid. Let's see what's next. There's so many things. Oh, okay. The next one. The atheists always support the sin of homosexuality. You'll talk to atheists and they'll say, well, I'm atheist because God doesn't like the gays. the LGBTQ. Remember, we added M to it because the midgets get no respect. So we're not going to call it the LGBTQ society. It's the LGBTQM society. So the atheist will say, I don't like the way God treated the gays in the Bible when he killed them all in Sodom and Gomorrah. Remember when God rained down his judgment? Ah, the good old days. Ah, the good old days of God judging in his righteousness. So I never understood that, why they say they're rejecting God because of the way God treats the gays. I don't get that. Maybe God just doesn't want them to get AIDS or something like that. He loves people. You know, you can prove that homosexuality is unnatural. Get 200 women, put them on an island, go back in like 200 years, everything's dead. There's no life there because they can't create life. Get 200 men, go back in 200 years, everything's dead there. There's no life. But get 100 women and 100 men and go back there in 200 years and you will have life, and life abundantly. So what else do they always, these some stupid things that they say. Oh yeah, they'll say they're pro-choice. Atheists will say they're pro-choice, and because you have to be pro-life to be Christian, which is true, a true Christian, they'll say they're pro-abortion. So they don't like God because God's pro-life. God is the author of life. He has the right to take life or to grant life, but we don't have the right to abortion. You know, I went and saw that movie Unplanned. Man, that was a bloody movie. It was unbelievable where they show the evil abortion doctor killing the baby. You know, there's something sad about, you have the whole world and the evil of it against this innocent child in the womb. It was sad. There were men in the movie theater crying. That's how sad that Unplanned movie was. It got, you know, it's really weird. It got great reviews by the viewers, but the liberal Los Angeles Times and these other liberal media organizations gave it bad reviews. I was looking about, how could it have like 80% good reviews by the viewers, but like 20% good reviews by the, by the actual viewers of the movie?